Hi, it's Hazy and welcome to my channel. Today I am making something like this. I've just cut it up, cut the one I'm doing up, so it's something like this. Okay, so it's made up of absolutely anything you can find, especially scraps. You can stick your scraps to double-sided tape. You can use scraps that you've used for punching out, things like that. Foam stamps are amazing. Bits of washi tape and masking tape, that's the word I'm using. Somebody sent me the stencil. I'm looking for it everywhere, so I don't use it in the video, but I've used it on that one. Found it now, of course. And then foam stamps, I was looking for that stamp and I found that one, so yeah, that sort of thing. So that's what I've made at the end. Okay, just on the piece of junk mail. Okay, so there we go. So if you'd like to join me today, please give me a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's go. Right then, so this is the piece of junk mail that I'm using to make this strip paper. Okay, strip decoration. Yeah, these are some of the foam stamps I'm finding at the moment. Well, I'll introduce you to that new one at the bottom there, and there's a one one there you might want to know about as well. This is just a stencil I've made. I've actually just used scissors to cut it. I've tried to make another version of Shana's stencil. Okay, I want to use that one and don't find it. I've no idea what that went, that little plant stamp at the end, so I use a different one. Okay, just sorting everything out now. Yeah, so I've covered up all the unnecessary stuff, and this is the one I made last night. It's like a prototype. I'm also sending one off to a friend, okay, in the mail. Yeah, double-sided tape, masking tape. They're masking tape as well, those coloured ones. I've got quite a lot of colours there. Here we go. Arwen's meowing at me. Yes, I didn't say you could come along. It's because I'm talking. Yes, okay. What on earth have you been doing there? Where you gone, you? I've no... She's got something white on her. I don't know what it is. It looks like powder. Anyway, okay. Right. Anyway, let's watch this then now. Let's go on with this a minute. Right. That grid stamp there is my new stamp. I'm just trying this out. I'll show you the grid stamp in a sec. This is... I forget all about this, by the way, till right at the end. So that's the number stamp. I'll explain about that in the outro, so don't worry about that. Or if it's not in the outro, it's the end of this. So I'm adding some... Yes, lady. I'm adding some of the grid to the end, to that little bit there. So I'm just... All I was doing is putting some on one bit, then moving it along and putting some more on it as well. Yeah, book page. I'm showing you all the different... You can use anything you want for this. Anything that's scraps. This is the stencil that I've made. I think what it is, if anybody's interested in that stencil that Shana uses on Shanuki art, it's an Australian plant, because I've got an actual rubber stamp. And I was sort of copying the idea of the rubber stamp for this stencil. Ever so easy to do. It just stuck my scissors in. I drew a pattern on it and stuck my scissors in. I have got another one of these as well that I made, but I think that looks really nice. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm using what I do for these things is put some double-sided tape on the back of them, so it's a bit easy. You just have to I'm going to put another bit on in a minute. I'm just smoothing that out. But on that little bit there at the side, I'm putting another bit on. But that's about all I do. And the cat is staring at me, so she's going to meow at me in a minute again. Aren't you, lady? Yes. Yes, I'm just tearing the extra bit off there. I mean, I could stick that on as well if I want. all those little teeny bits if I like. So I'm just telling, this is what you do, just do this. So taking that off, this is the first bit I'm laying down, okay. Yes, in fact, it says 25% off, so I do actually take about a quarter off, do 2 inches, just about a quarter. So I'm making a 2-inch wide strip, because that's how wide the paper is. Is this some, this is collage, what do you call that thing, collage soup, so I'm using that. Any collage paper, you don't have to use collage paper at all, but I'm thinking to myself, I am not going to hoard this paper, okay, I'm going to use it. So I've bought a book and I'm going to use it. Right, that's just going right at the edge, that is right at the edge there. Although, yeah, looks like my camera's a bit too high. Yeah, so that's just, oh, there's an edge of a painty paper there going on now. That's all I'm using there. I'm putting some circles on. That's circles. Is it circles? Yes. Can't even, oh, there they are. Yeah, I just put this, it's just mark making. That's all I'm doing. This is another piece of this paper, but I've just used some foam stamps on it. I think to myself, oh, these look nice, these flowers. And I haven't got purple, so I'm using that. Aren't I? Yes. She's looking at me. Yeah. So I'm just going to put that down wherever. You can just fill in the gaps. You can make new gaps. You can put it where you like. It doesn't matter. You can just not think about it and just do it. Yeah, it's really good. And you can obviously glue pieces down, which I do. That's another piece of that stuff I've took off, and it's got its stickiness on it as well. Because that had already got some double-sided tape on it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Yeah, this is... I'll tell you what it is when I see it. Oh, another piece of collage soup. Yes, this is a grid. Actually, this is where I got the idea for making the foam stamp grid. I thought, well, that'd be quite an interesting thing to make. So what I did was I drew out a grid on some foam and then just cut out little squares, and I did it with scissors, so it's possible. And the little squares are, as you saw earlier. Okay, that's that stencil that I made again. That's just one of the things I made yesterday. Well, it is actually yesterday on video. I think it was Friday I did it, because it's Sunday now. Right, and this is getting ready for tomorrow. That's just a piece of book page, and I decided, am I going to keep that book page plain? No, let's put some flowers on it. So I'm just putting some foam stamp flowers. Now, if you're not into foam stamps, you can use anything. You don't even have to use rubber stamps if you don't want to. Just use stickers if you like. You can use those. If you've got stickers to use up, use your stickers. Yeah, there you go. I'm just putting some dots around the edge. I don't know why it's moved down. Yeah, but it has. Yeah, washi tape. That's another thing you can use. You can use up some of your washi tape. I'm adding some extra glue to make sure it sticks down. That is permanent glue, so it should stick. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I use for making my foam stamps. Yeah, and I can see the writing through that as well. Yeah, so this is some painty papers again. Just getting that down. Using the glue. I could have used a bigger bit. Oh, this is interesting. Now, this stamp, I don't know if I tell you about this again at the end. I might tell you a bit about it. So that's crosses. All I did to make that was cut out little squares and then cut out the corners of the squares. And that's easy to make. I think that's a piece of collage soup. This is some faux handwriting. A bit too close up there, isn't it? Yeah. See, it's faux handwriting. It looks quite good. So if you wanted to avoid spending money on the scripts, I've actually used that on a grungy piece of paper. Instead of using a script stamp, I've just scribbled writing on like that, and it looks just as effective. putting some little circles on this. Oh no, I'm not. I think I'm doing stitches. Yeah, if you go tell you, I'll think, what on earth is she on about? What's she talking about, circles? Because I can't see, because it's a tiny little, yeah, where am I going to put this bit? I know, let's put it across there. Not down, let's go across now. So I'm doing some circles on this. Okay, like that. And now I'm doing some just gentle stenciling. I did actually want the stencil that I was sent. It's not it's one that it's like in Happy Mail, so it's like a box of loveliness. And it was from Millie Withy. So I will show you that in a minute or two. Here's a piece of painty papers. I've just put the stencil on it. So that's anything. You can say anything goes at all. You can do absolutely anything. You don't have to think, am I doing it right? Don't think, am I doing it right? Just do it. Because you're doing it right anyway. Whatever you do, you're doing it right, because that's how it's meant to be, whatever you do. And if you don't like it, you can always cover it up with something else. Yeah, or just avoid using that bit or something, yeah. So there's some more flowers. I think I'm going to go fast and colour them in, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, same 3 colours. Not that necessarily I'll use them in the same part again, because I do use part of it that I haven't even done yet as the tag at the end. Okay, so I'm doing obviously doing some dots. Dots around the circles there, yeah, you can do things like that. That is the foam stamp that I made. Now that's easy to make. I just did an outline and cut it out. Even it's not even straight, so don't if you do that as well, don't worry about it not being straight. That's the beauty of it. And you can always fill it in as well. If they're not the same as rubber stamps, you can't fill rubber stamps in if it doesn't print properly. I call them sometimes call it instant doodles like this, because it's just a doodle enhancer really. I think that's what foam stamps are. Doodle enhancers, yeah. I'm going to put that across there, look, all the way across there, because I intend to cover the whole thing with this stuff. Okay. Yeah, like this, right, okay. There, you see, I'm going to cover up them ladies, I'm afraid. So goodbye, ladies, after a bit. Yeah, you won't see, I don't do it in this video, but I'm going to definitely do that. And I can leave little spaces clear, because that's not white. If that was pure white, I probably wouldn't do that. But I do want to cover up the lettering, and I do want to cover, I don't have to cover up the, I don't know. You can keep the face if you want to. If you like the faces or you want to for any reason, I suppose you could. But I'm going to cover them up and probably just use some of the background a little bit. It doesn't really matter if you don't cover it completely up, because it's not pure white. I think if it was white paper, then yeah. I rarely use white paper to do this. I use painty papers. I've used photographs. I purposely took photographs. I got that idea off Teresa Crawford, who's on one of the UK groups. She did like rust, a picture of rusty item, and that was the background, and it looked really good, especially when I used me white. Yes, I'm over here now. Yes, I've just moved a bit, and she's followed me. Yeah, I'm just using my white. It's my white Ranger stamp pad. Right there, is this that stitching? Yes. So what I did the other day, I was practicing some stitching, because I thought, just on my thing to see what it looked like, and I'm using it now on my collage. So that's another thing you could do. Cut a bit of stitching out that you've just tested something out on, and you can add that as well. I suppose you could even add fabric if if you can get it flat. That glue will glue fabric, but I prefer things to be flat. Yeah, if you had some thin fabric, that would do. Could have that. You could probably do a whole fabric one, I suppose. I don't know. See it move then? I think it's because I, yeah, and again. Right, so I'm putting double-sided tape now on the back of the picture. Yeah, goodbye, lady. I'm talking about the lady on the, not my lady here, the lady on the back of the picture. Yeah, I've accidentally put it over the edge. Right then, so I've done that. Let's see what I'm going to do about it, because I don't want to cut it off. I'm just going to add some little bit of edgings to it, tiny little bits that I've cut off perhaps, and things like that. And I can put that on there and cut it off later. Yeah, more book page bits. So I'm not going to photocopy this. This is why I'm able to use book pages. I'm using this as the original. If I was intending to copy it, then I wouldn't use any book pages. I'd just use my own artwork. See, I'd remembered now to use the numbers, but that won't be seen in this because it's too far away. Yeah. So this is the grid that I made. If you remember at the beginning, I was talking about the grid foam stamp. I remember now to use it. So I'm using it at the edge of this. It's really good, actually. Really pleased with that. Doesn't mean to say it prints perfectly, because but it's like for mark making and also for, you know, doodling enhancers. Yeah, that's another bit of, I've put it on there as well, so that's a bit more of it. And I'm going to cut off that. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to quickly in a minute, I think. I don't know what I'm doing there, but yeah, quickly going to cut up there we go. It does that in a magic way, right? You can do things like this, stitching to if it looks a bit, or you could ink it up. So I'm just demonstrating what you could do, and I'm adding some more. Yeah, I'm just going to make this into a tag in a minute. Don't know, and then I'm going to add some more of this. I'm going to say foam stamp. It's not, it's a stencil, isn't it? Yeah, that looks really nice, doesn't it? I love this one. It's a Tim Oates one, I think. I've also made a foam stamp with that pattern on as well. There you go, a demo of what was on there. There's a demo of the other one, foam stamp white there. And there's one of the tree stamps that I really wanted to use for this, but yeah, that's showing the grids. Oh, and some, yeah, my favourite. That's the stencil I couldn't find, and some masking tape there. That's your yellow masking tape. So I've got coloured masking tape. It's really nice. Just doing some asterisks, I suppose, shapes there on there. And so you can do that if you want to do anything. It's amazing. So, right, let's see now. I'm just saying here about you can use absolutely anything you have. What about this doily? You could even use bits of doily. That would look like quite nice. Yeah, because that was on the desk, and I'm just saying I'm going to continue using this as well. I'm going to continue doing some more collaging, basically, on it. So you can use every single bit of your scraps. Yeah, and this is mark making, so you could add things like this if you think you've got a gap. I thought there was a bit of a gap down there, really, because of the little bit white. But I am going to add a word in a minute, so we're going to do that when we do our tag. It's mine and yours. Mine and your tag. There you go. I think that little last bit there would make a great tag. Then I get the piece of, then it's a bit longer. but that's fine. So yeah, it goes up to that. Oh, that's a bit long, I'm thinking. But then you could make nice deep side bits. What's the side bits? I might get the answer to this. What's the side bits of a tag called? So I've got the answer to a couple of my questions. Has anybody any idea? Thank you. Yeah, so I've been told that the divisions of the window are mullions. And what's the, oh, I can't remember the name of the castle bit. So somebody told me about that as well. Yes, getting that gluey down. So you've got little bits to glue down. This is the stencil I've been looking for. I found it. I went to get something and there it was. Yeah, so I'm using that as well. Really good actually for this. Perfect. And that was the one I got in Happy Mail. It's sort of like a box of loveliness. And it's an absolutely ginormous box of stuff, because she gave me some 12 by 12 papers and she didn't even know that I like making some one sheet wonders. Right, so that's what I chose to create. That's what I did. That's one of my words. I've got some big words, but not little tiny ones. You'd have to reduce them. I'm not even sure if I got them on Ko-fi. Anyway, some lengthening that. I don't know why. I think it didn't look quite right. Right, so now I've got the big word now. It's because it's a little word. Of course, it's love, because I've been using love a lot. I don't know why. Might be because it's coming up for Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day, Nico's got to have a general anaesthetic to have his teeth cleaned. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. But that's the day he's going, Valentine's Day. Yeah. There we go. That's okay, isn't it? So you could, that'd be amazing. That's an amazing tag. Yeah. Obviously you can make a hole in it, you can put or you can add some stuff to it, things like that. Yeah, so that would make an amazing tag, any of it. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds crazy old phone, and that's what I did. I used that, made numbers, so you just draw them on there, cut them out, and make sure you put the bit with the pen facing down, because you draw it the right way. Don't draw it backwards. And then you put the bit with the pen facing down so that you know that you put it on backwards. It works really well. Yes, so I think that's quite a good tip when you're making things like numbers and letters. There we go. Yeah, do them the right way around and then just turn them upside down. There we go. Yeah, that works really well, doesn't it? Look, it's go. I mean, I wish there was a bit more white there, because there's a bit of white there. Add a bit more if I can. There we go. Right then, please give me a thumbs up. That'd be absolutely amazing, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.